Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is the fast-moving Eight of Wands. Now, this card has a very special connection with Sagittarius, so we're going to get into that. Let's put this into some context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Already I see some pretty good energy coming out. Oh, and the Lover's card. Some good major arcana. Some good fire energy. Oh, and a Six of Cups at the end. I don't think we could get any better than that Six of Cups there at the end. But let's pull our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is just one card that we select randomly. We're not going to look at it until the very end. In fact, we're going to set it down right over here. We'll put our friend Simon right there on top of that mystery card. And hopefully at the end of the reading, that card can tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. So let's take a look at these energies again. A lot going on here. We have all this air energy. 1, 2, 3, 4 air cards, because this Lover's card is a card that represents Gemini, and this is an air type energy. So a lot of energy here with the air. We have some fire here, some more fire. We've got some majors, a little bit of water, a little bit of earth here with the major energy, and then some water at the end. So overall, I would say that it's fairly balanced. There is this very interesting air kind of flow right here, that begins with this Eight of Swords. I wonder if you, maybe currently, but maybe in the recent past, you're in this this kind of phase where you felt stuck. I think that you were perhaps looking for direction. You were looking for you're looking for your circuit. You're looking for your system within which to place your energy. You're looking for your paradigm. It has this feeling to me like you were looking for the best place to utilize all of your energy. Yeah. Because especially, we got to talk about the Eight of Wands too, because the Eight of Wands represents Mercury in Sagittarius. So this is you, I think, you really finding the best place where all of your best qualities can shine, right? Well, where all of your energy, all of your talents, all of your skills are being put to the best use, right? We got the similarity with the eights here. So to me, it represents the needing of a system, right? The discovery of an environment that suits us, right? And I think you haven't always had that. Because of this Eight of Swords, I feel like we've kind of been going through a lot of different ideas. We've been mulling it over. I don't think that we've really decided on anything until now, okay? And this could be all happening right now, kind of at this moment, or this could be something that's been a few weeks past. You've kind of felt like you just can't get a handle on what you want to do, where you want to go. This, to me, doesn't feel like a job or employment. Okay, to me, this feels more like a life path, like a career. Like, what do you want to do with your time? It could translate into a job. It could translate into a career in any field. It could be something that's not quite career-oriented, but more creative, more artistic, more of just a life orientation than it is specifically career, But it could be manifesting in different ways for different people. but I really like the flow of this air energy. Let's take a look at it again. We have the Eight of Swords, kind of the confusion, the not really finding our direction. We've been so locked up in place with all of our thoughts, creating a little bit of a tangle, right? This is just kind of a web of wires, and we can't really figure out where the end of the plug is, right, to plug it into the wall. So we just don't really know where to go or what environment to seek out that's really going to activate us. Well, we've got the Ace of Swords here in the middle, so I think that revelation is coming to you. I think that you are going to receive the insight that you need to find the direction. We're going from an Eight of Swords to an Ace of Swords. This is finding your direction, right? This card, the Ace of Swords, is real mental enlightenment, right? It's really your brain just lights up like a light bulb, you know? That's probably where we get that, you know, the image, like in cartoons or whatever, that motif of the light bulb above our heads. Because it's like all of your neurons are firing, right? It's just your brain lights up. And I think that this is your aha moment where you've discovered exactly what you want to do. You found the wall socket that you're going to plug into, it's going to activate everything, you know. I don't feel like my metaphor game is really on point today. But I get that sense. I get this kind of electrified feeling with the Eight of Wands. You know, a lot of the time this card will show itself to me as being full of anxiety, right? Full of all of these different kind of, not options, but these different attempts, you know, movement in different direction, but then always returning to center. It's just like a lot of activity, but not a lot of motion. Well, in this case, I feel like we're finding one single path. We're finding the answer to our question, basically. And this, whatever your question is, right? This was the question. Kind of, what do I do? Where do I go? Well, we're finding the answer to that. And now that answer, rather than this being a lot of activity in many different directions that is kind of just busy work, just anxious work, this now is, I think, an expansion in every direction. All of your talents and skills, all of your capabilities, all of your interests, every part of you, I feel like, is being utilized. Right? And this is the kind of fulfilling work that you want to do. Now, when I say work, I don't just mean your job. I mean, whatever you're working on, whatever your projects are, whatever you do, right, with your time, whatever you're focused on. So I feel like you're finding your direction. You've got that idea, and we're headed in that direction. We've got the Chariot up above here. So this is literally like you're traveling off to do this. The Chariot here could be talking about a desire for travel. It could be that you've really got travel on your mind. This could be the idea that we're realizing that this new direction we've found, we've always been preparing for this, even though we may not have realized that we were planning for it. We may find that everything is in place, you know, like I don't know, I can't think of an example, but you've realized that over your life you've collected different things, objects, skills, experiences, and all of those now, they may have just seemed kind of random or frivolous at the time, but now you find that they're all very useful in this new endeavor, this new path that you're taking, right? So there's no knowledge that we gain, there's no skill that we learn, there's no experience that we have that is useless. We just haven't figured out what it's for yet. We haven't understood the message. Well, that to me is the Chariot. Now you're understanding how everything you've ever done or learned or experienced in your life is useful now. It's all kind of coming back. It's like, yeah, well, I'm glad I learned how to, chop wood or something. It's all useful now. All of the tinkering with electronics, perhaps, or all of the time that you spent just playing around with coding or something like that, right? Maybe you're a Linux person. It's all useful now. right? All of those outdoor experiences, all of your sports activities, whatever it is. It may have just seemed like fun, a hobby or something at the time, but it's all useful. And I think that's really part of this Eight of Wands too. This is, again, Mercury in Sagittarius. This is a special card for you, because Mercury is that substance that can combine with every other substance and can utilize everything, right? Mercury is infinitely adaptable. So if I feel like this is you having a natural ability, really, to take every single thing that you are, that you've done, that you have been, that you've learned, that you've experienced, taking everything and being able to adapt it to this new work that you're doing. Everything just seems to fit in perfectly, right? Every just little random thing that you know, now it's all going into this new life that you have. So it's almost like you've always been under the auspices of this enlightenment, this one thing. But maybe we just didn't really realize it. Or with the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Swords, excuse me, we didn't really know how to sort it out, like mentally, you know. But I feel like we're finding the answer now. We're finding that clarity. You're getting a real clear picture on where we're headed, what we're doing, and what choices we're making in the future. Let's look at the next card. This Lover's energy. To me, the Lover's card is not necessarily about two lovers. It's not about a romance. It's not about a relationship. It could be, if that's how it's resonating for you. This very well could be. We could take it literally. Yeah, this is lovers. You're gonna meet the one that you're supposed to be with. And that's of course one way that we could look at this Ace of Swords. Now you've found the one, and this even the Ace of Swords is kind of pointing right here pointing to this union, right? And now this is a union. Don't get me wrong, it is a union, but it doesn't have to be with you and another person in a relationship. You know, it could be, like I said. But this is the union of you and this path, this life trajectory that you're committing yourself to, which means the rejection of everything else that doesn't fall in line with this Ace of Swords. By choosing this union, we're we're rejecting all of the other candidates, right? So to me, this is the commitment that you need to this new path, this new idea, this new venture, this new endeavor or project or experience, this new life, whatever it might be. We need the commitment to that. And this is basically the oath, right, or the promise that we take not to go back to this Eight of Swords, this uncertainty, this confusion, this kind of self-sabotage, this restricting of ourselves, this really not finding the right way to activate all of ourselves, our entire being, right? So, it's not foolproof. It's not, there's no real fail-safe, because we could revert back to an Eight of Swords, but this is a pretty strong energy that says you are committed to this new way forward, and we're going to do everything we can. We've got the fight in us. Here's the Seven of Wands, down beneath everything. This is underneath the path of the dove. This is saying that you have the strength to battle against the opposition, the challenges, the difficulties that are going to come. It's almost like, you're getting married. It's for better or for worse, right? And even when we commit ourselves either to a new career, a new study, a new craft, whatever it might be, there's going to be difficulties. And you know that, and you're prepared. We know that it's kind of an uphill battle. And that's okay. You've got the strength. You're going to find that you have all of the skills necessary to win this battle, right? You just have to kind of remember, and in the moment, you use those skills and those talents, those experiences, that knowledge. So I kind of feel like you've been training for this your whole life without really even knowing it, you know. It's got that kind of a vibe to me. So I like the Seven of Wands because this is expected. We know it's going to be uphill. And that brings us to the path of the serpent with this devil energy. The devil card here is the card that is climbing up the hill. So you know it's going to be a difficult climb, but this is the energy that can do it. Doesn't matter what hill or what mountain you put in front of this energy, it's going to climb it. It's going to be difficult. The air is going to be thin. There's going to be very little to eat. No good place to rest, but you know, you're expecting it. You're already kind of unknowingly prepared for this long trek. And I think that's kind of like saying, look, I know whatever industry I'm going in, if I'm doing a new study at university or a trade school, if I'm going on a different spiritual path or whatever it might be. I feel like at the beginning, you already know, look, it's going to be difficult for me to climb. But even the climb itself, I think, is going to have its joys, its benefits. We want to get all the way to the top, right? To this Six of Cups. That's beautiful energy. That's real pleasure and luxury and a very calm, tranquil and happy life. But on the way there, we're going to first meet with this Knight of Swords. Okay. This is maybe a test. This may be a challenge, right? Because we've got the connection with the, it's a Knight of Swords, so it's the fire. We've got a connection with fire. Got a connection with the swords, with the air, right? So it could really be a temptation that, hey, a different path is better for you. It's just like, you know, when you're committed to something, it doesn't matter what it is, there will come a point where something will come along and tempt you. And it's a test, right? If you're married, you're tempted by another person. If you start a new career, you're kind of tempted by the benefits and the perks of that other career, the excitement of it. Or, you know, if you pick a major at university, you're tempted by maybe that one would be more interesting or more fun or easier. So I think that's what this is representing. I don't think it's an air sign person. I think it's coming from this Ace of Wands that we see here because, I'm telling my logic here, this card's in the position of what we don't want. We don't want a new lamp, a new torch out there to kind of to lure us in like a moth to a flame, right? Maybe this is the moth. We don't need this. We don't want this. We want to stick to our commitments and we want to attain success. So this here I feel like is the temptation. This is just basically what we have to get past. Because the Ace of Wands represents a new impulse, a new creative idea. You could, as soon as we get done with this and we get you know, on the path, we start working our way up the mountain, suddenly we get this inspiration, this great idea, this flash of insight that's saying, oh, I've got a better idea. Well, maybe, but, you know, then we're kind of right back here. So let's have all of these maybe great ideas first before we commit and before we start working. Doesn't mean you can't change your mind, you know, in the middle of it. Doesn't mean that you can't change course midstream. But let's avoid doing that. Let's try to do all of this reconsideration back here with the Eight of Swords before we start climbing the mountain, because then, you know, you got to climb back down. You got to get your gear. You got to move. You know, it's a whole thing. So I feel like that's kind of the energy that we're trying to avoid, because we are trying to get up here to the Six of Cups. This is beautiful energy. This is the happy, successful life, right? This is the pleasure that you're going to have when you've reached the top, when you've succeeded, when you've graduated, or when you've you know, landed the job that you're looking for. You're immersed in the career that you've chosen, or this new religion or new spirituality, whatever it might be. This is how good it's going to be, you know. So this is what we're looking at. This is why we're climbing the mountain. This is what's at the top of it. If we keep changing our mind, changing course midstream, well, we're never going to get up there. We're never gonna get to the top of any of the mountains, right? So let's look at the mystery card now. Let's see what Simon says for the mystery card. Simon Ripley, you can call him Mork for short if you would like. Perhaps some earth energy here would really bring things home, solidify things. Yeah, I think we kind of need that. We need to be grounded again. We need this attainment. We need this Six of Cups to really become some solid ground. You know, a steady, stable attainment. Well, no, we have a King of Cups. So, King of Cups to me now is saying this is kind of some fire, it's some water. To me, it's kind of to me, this is the difficulty that we still have picking the choice, like having that commitment, making this commitment. It seems like we're still kind of stuck over here somewhere, maybe like right around here, in kind of this, or maybe up here in this area, right? We still, even when we're getting this revelation of the best idea, I feel like we have a little bit, because see this Cancer energy, this Chariot, it's water, it's Cancer. It's kind of like this fire water kind of mix where we're just, you know, we feel a certain type of way about our choice, and we just start to have some kind of doubts. We start to feel kind of pulled maybe between different things again. It's our reluctance to really just fully land here on the Lover's card and commit. You know, we're kind of stuck. We're stuck around here where we just, you know, it feels like a huge leap to make this commitment, right? We may get this revelation and we think, I know exactly what I want to do. But see, the King of Cups is still kind of sitting there, not moving, not doing anything. It's just like, yeah, I've gotten all of the data, that I've gotten all these revelations, and I've spoken to all my advisors, but I'm still not ready to do anything. Still not quite ready to take the plunge, you know, to make that leap. So I feel there is some reluctance still on your part, even when this certainty comes in. This is kind of like, there is no doubt. This is like the big aha moment, the big light bulb head, you know. But then there's still kind of, because of our emotions, you know, getting in the mix, we are hesitating to make that next step. Okay, this is what we have to get over, and then I think you really have got it made. I really do. So Sagittarius, we're going to do an extended reading. If you would like to stick around, just click on the link that's up here. That will give you access to every extended reading. Okay. I encourage you to cross-watch and check your other placements. Definitely hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.